people.
Oh, you're photographing the wonderful people. Oh, don't look at me then. So, would you like to just tell them about, I guess,
Tell them
about the gallery, I guess, is the logical thing to do.
This is a really amazing place. 100 odd people
Very odd
run
people.
this place,
Very odd people.
like Lawrence and me. Everything that's done here is done by volunteer effort. And what we do two things, and we do it well. We put work on the walls, and we open the door. And everything that we do is in service to that, including bringing classes here. Because someday, you are going to be members here, and you'll be bringing work for us to see and to put work on the walls. So that's part of the work on the walls part. I don't know what else to say, Lawrence.
That sounded very good.
Oh, that's a good question. Usually on the first Saturday of the month, we have a portfolio review. So if you wanted to be a member, you could bring us 10 to 20 pictures, and you'd leave. And about 10 to 15 or 20 members of the gallery will look at your work and talk about it, and 2 of them will come and talk to you at the end and say what we thought about it, what we talked about, and whether or not we want you to be a member. But the most important part is what we thought about. The less important part is inviting a person to be a member. Because you may not want to be a member. You may not want to work hard. You may not want to pay all the money for it. But it's nice, it's good to get an honest critique of your work. It's really good. Which I think also happens at the floor show. Do they know at the floor show? I didn't give anything away, right?
So you can apply to be a member as part of our 10 rejections that we need to get for the class.
And if are you a full-time student?
No.
Oh, that's too bad because we charge much less for full-time students.
My only class.
Too bad. Anybody else?
For how long have you been a photographer?
For 58 years. It's true. I started when I was 10. Do the math. It's pretty easy. I thought it was magical that I had this little box and my mother was leaning out from the screen door and I had this picture that came back from the drugstore and it was my mother. I mean, it looked like her and it worked. And then in my 5th grade year, which is 10 years old, somebody took me into a darkroom and I went, oh my God, this is magic. Look at that. A white sheet of paper turns into black and white and gray. Wow. What could be more magical?
Do you still feel that with the whole digital age that people can get that same?
That's a really interesting question. It's not magic anymore in some ways. It's a whole different kind of rhythm. Has any of you been in a darkroom? When I worked in a darkroom, you put the negative in, you clean it off, and you raise it and lower it to get it to where you want it. And then you don't have to think anymore for a little while. Because you expose it and put it in the liquids, and you can sing. It's a good thing that nobody comes to my darkroom, because I would sing, I would dance. And you can do all that, because it takes 2 or 3 minutes in this and a minute here, and you can listen to the Phillies play baseball. You could listen to NPR. You can listen to people drive their planes into the World Trade Center when you're in your dark room and go, oh my goodness. I mean, you can do all kinds of things in a dark room. And it's a meditative experience. It was for me anyway. And to try to get it right, to try to get to where I wanted it to be, it was a meditative experience in some ways, even with a baseball game on or whatever. Baseball and darkroom work, by the way, go really well. Nothing happens in baseball, nothing happens in the darkroom. Or, as I say, I could sing. On a computer, you can't sing, you can't dance, you can't listen to baseball, you can't listen to NPR, you can't do any of those things, because once you decided it should be cropped like this, you're already on to your next decision. Should it be brighter or duller? Then you're on to the next decision. Should it be color correct or not color correct? Then you're on to your next one. Should it be more sparkly or less sparkly? And then you go on to the next picture, and there's no time to meditate. There's no time to sort of breathe with your pictures. It's just really different. I think I need to be in But that's a really interesting question.
Because
But it's still magical.
Yeah, I hear, for example, the professor always since that one of his first loves was that, going into the dark room. You said it, you know, it seems like a lot of people, that's their
That's
first.
how we started.
Yeah.
You didn't start that way.
No,
You
exactly.
love photography. You know, to me, that's mysterious. We filmed the question, where did it go? It went on that roll. Where does it go? Where does it go? What does it mean that it's a bunch of, where does it go? But it still is a mystery. And it's still absolutely thrilling to produce a thrilling image. And that sounds circular, but it's not. To be able to come up with something that you'd like to share with somebody, that expresses something. Not just what Lawrence is doing right now, which is documenting something, but to express yourself, like these images, or like all the images in the gallery today. That's really magical. And to be able to do that and to look at it and say, wow, and then to look at it and say, that's pretty good, but it's not quite there yet. What do I need to do? Does it need to be big? Does it need to be small? What do I need to do to make this expression of myself be an expression of myself? And when that falls into place, that's fabulous. That's really fabulous. So that's magical. And now we can do many more things that took days and days and days in the dark room. We can do it much more quickly and really concentrate on what's going to be a way to express myself. How do I show you what I was feeling when I was standing next to the ocean that day? When I saw infinity. How do I capture that with how do I capture that with a camera? And then how do I present it to somebody else? So that person gets an inkling of the sense that I have. I think that's funny. I think I need something to drink.
Thank you, Paul.
But this, I've met some of your students and they're wonderful. Stop.
Okay.